Hi folks, and welcome to DevTrends. Today we're gonna talk about GDPR and new libraries from Jason Miller called prerender-loader and critters. So you've probably heard about recent huge data protection changes collected under the word GDPR. So GDPR is an acronym for General Data Protection Regulation, a set of laws aimed at protecting privacy of end users and regulating how their data can be stored, accessed and processed. This regulation applies to all companies working in European Union regardless of their actual dislocation. That means that even your company is located in USA, but if you have at least one user from the European Union, you must respect GDPR rules. And if your company violates them, it will be fined up to 4% of the annual income. And Facebook and Google have been already fined over $7 billion both in the same day GDPR came live. And it happened in May 25. An enormous amount of companies working in EU obviously weren't ready for it. Some agencies like USA Today decided to run separate version of their websites only from users from the European Union. Others just totally stopped their activities in Europe for a while. So how to know what to do to make sure you're going well and your web resource meets the requirements of GDPR? They've already been plenty of articles on the topic, but here are the most useful ones to my mind. So first comes the GDPR compliance checklist. This is a website that guides you through all the steps required for a company to be brought in line with GDPR requirements. You can follow the checkboxes one by one here, and each one provides you with a short title about the point you need to cover, along with more detailed description, here is it, and reference links in the drop-down. This is really great tool, and by the way, it's open sourced on GitHub. Here is the link on the top of it, and it's completely community driven. Another great resource on topic is called GDPR, a practical guide for developers. And this is really awesome article for those who are to practically implement GDPR rules in an application or website. And it goes through all the points and gives clear instructions on how to fulfill every obligation from the developer point of view. And here is a very good post from Smashing Magazine about how to develop your application with these rules in mind from the scratch. This principle is called privacy by design and shows how to make a defensive user protection so everyone's happy, you, your users and GDPR committee. And links to these articles are in the description below as always. So Jason Miller is one of the most prominent and productive open source developers. He's the creator of Preact and many other awesome libs and working in Google at the moment. And Jason just released his 2 new additions to open source world, both in the same day actually. And both are related to Webpack. So first one is called prerender-loader and aimed pre-rendering your views into static HTML. Prerender-loader is ideal for creating a so-called app shell. Here is it. So it's a base structure of your application which loads extremely fast and with minimal delay. And after this, all your dynamic content is loaded in place. And this way you can greatly improve UX of your application, and it also facilitates users' perception that your app is light and smooth. And another one utility is called critters, and this is also a Webpack library. It's a Webpack plugin to inline your critical CSS into your HTML. It works especially well with prerender-loader, and because it doesn't use headless browser, it is fast and small. Though, because of that, it inlines all your CSS, not only above the default part, and also it has some different great preload strategies to further modify your preloading experience and inlining your CSS. And moreover, I've made a small demo. It's called prerender demo. It's available on my GitHub repository, and it will be available in the description as a link below. And it combines all these plugins, so prerender-loader and critters Webpack plugin in one place, so you can just clone this repository to your local machine and test how it works. There will be comments and readme on how to do that, so you can check it out by yourself. So that's all for today, folks. All the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching and stay trendy.